Yo, welcome back with me, back on my channel, Top of the Cop TV. You're back here with your boy Saint, and yeah, man, just gonna have a little rant still, as the title suggests. It's not clickbait. It's not clickbait. I actually think this, and I'm gonna explain it to you as concisely as I possibly can. Before I go on, listen, subscribe, like, share, all of that. Please drop a comment, all of that. Just make sure you subscribe and like, man. Don't take much at all, and it's much appreciated. Yeah, man, I did this for my match review last night, and I kind of liked it. Me just walking the dog, obviously. RIP my other dog Ty. Miss you a lot, man. So yeah, just thought I'd had some good feedback, and I like the way my mind works when I'm just walking, because like I said, I got some things to say. I want to start off by saying I understand where most fans are thinking, what is this guy on? FSG out, like, look at what they've done for us, all of that. I start off by saying football is an ever-changing climate. Always. You have no time to stand about and look at what you've done, because you'll be left behind. Ask Man United, ask Arsenal, you know what I mean? Great teams, successful teams, but right now, well, in this very moment, Man United seem to be doing bits, but you see what I'm getting at. We don't have the luxury of just sitting there and, saying, oh, but we've won this, and we've won the Premier League, and we've won the club championship, and we've won Champions League, all of that. I get it. I get all of that. And listen, I want to start off by saying that FSG are brilliant owners, considering where we've come from. They're not bad owners. This is definitely a FSG out video, but I don't want it misconstrued with me saying that they're bad owners. They're not. They're not bad owners at all. I think as a business module, you'll be hard pressed to find a next team who's run as efficiently as we are in terms of kind of profit and loss and the success in which they've made. They've turned us. We all know where we were, and we're now worth over kind of £2 billion. Their profit margins are ridiculous. Listen, FSG, you lot are guaning, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for all that you've done for my club. I get it. I won't settle for people saying to me, well, look at where we've come from, look at what we had before, and that don't make no sense. Just because you had something that was rubbish doesn't mean you have to settle going forward. I get the fact that we had Gillette and Hicks and it was a nonsense, but at the same time, we have to be progressive. We have to be progressive. We have to look at the mistakes in which we've done. We have to look at the mistakes in which others have done, learn from them, and then move forward, because it don't make any sense. Now, if you're a Liverpool fan like I am, and you know what I mean, you're not just a newly recruited Liverpool fan, you know that we've been through some hard times. Hard times. And my biggest worry is that we go back there quicker than I ever expected. I don't want to be challenging for top 4. I'm sorry. Like, it's been 30 years since we had that Premier League, and I wanna just bask in that ambience. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're sitting at the table now, and I want to enjoy it. I feel that the way things are going, we're not going to be at that table for far much longer. Sorry, getting my words mixed up in that. It's emotional times right now. It's peak. People are looking at me like, oh, you're biting the hand that feeds you. You're getting a bit emotional. Not at all. I find it outrageous that with the riches that we've just acquired, in terms of, we literally just won the World Club for a club as big as ours, who, I mean, us and Man United are the biggest clubs in England, and Arsenal, however you want to put it, we are the biggest clubs in England and have been for some time. The fact that we just won the Premier League after 30 years, Champions League, we won the World Club Championships, won the Super Cup, we are doing things. We won the Premier League at a canter. Do you understand? And I'm just saying this. When those rumours of Messi wanting to come, wanting to leave Barcelona, we weren't even in the discussion. We weren't even in the discussion. It wasn't even like, yeah, in Liverpool. Nah, it was a straight Man City thing. Do you know what I mean? And other man that had P. If this was Man United, who had just come off the riches that we had, they'd be in the conversation. Regardless of whether they got him or not, they'd be in the conversation. They'd be sniffing around. The only reason we were playing the best football at that time, we were arguably top 3 teams in Europe. Barcelona, they're dead out. Bayern Munich and us really were playing some of the best football. And City. So I'd say it was us 3. But no one even gave us a chance. I didn't give us a chance. I knew that man like Messi wouldn't come to us. Yeah, it's going to blow up our wage structure and all of that. But regardless of the fact of the matter is, we are one of the best football playing teams at the moment. We should have been in the conversation. We ain't in the conversation because of how our clubs run. Cool. There's talks of Mbappe and all of this stuff. Again, we are not the type of club that goes and just splashes cash because, like, it just doesn't happen, regardless of the acquisition, regardless that it's Mbappe and that what you think that man's gonna... We don't do that. Like I said, Thiago Alcantara is probably, in my lifetime, the only fully fledged world-class footballer that I've seen come to our club, like, ready to go. We ain't got to make him into nothing. He's ready to go. Fernando Torres was on the up, but we made him. You understand? So I'm looking at it like the model in which you have this whole Moneyball thing. I have to put some respect on it because I get it. I understand that the way in which certain, obviously, I exampled Man United, and then you look at the way in which their club's structured, their wage bill and certain man that they've had to get off the books and all of that. I get it. I understand that spending obscene amounts of money sometimes can throw your club into a bit of a, do you know what I mean? A bit of disarray, but there has to be some happy medium because this Moneyball thing ain't gonna work no more. This buy to sell model isn't going to work anymore. Not with a club like ours, not with the aspirations in which we have, because there's clubs that you don't even have to look too far. Okay, I'm having a bit of a discussion with my mate, Nigerian Englishman. Just started his show. Please go and have a look. Go and like, subscribe to his stuff. One Touch TV. And he's sitting there thinking I'm being a baby because he's an Arsenal fan. But he doesn't realise that it's Arsenal. It's the very club he supports that I don't want us to turn into. We both have American owners who I personally don't think are the best type of owners. Our owners are worth 2 billion, over 2 billion. So don't sit there and tell me that you ain't got money to invest in our team. You have money. You have other hobbies, should I call it, other business investments that you would rather, do you know what I mean, the Red Sox and the stuff that you've got going on, that means more to you than really putting your hand in your pocket and helping us out at a time when we need it the most. It doesn't make any sense. We just we just won the Premiership, the Premier League, and we want to retain it. That's mad. At a time when we need, it's so evident that we need a centre-back, you would think that, do you know what I mean, that man would just be like, listen, we'll sort out the funds later, we'll get at least a 6-month loan or something. No. Now, Arsenal have gone from, when you had Arsene Wenger in there, and until the point when they wanted Arsene Wenger out and all of that, that's pretty much what they were dealing with. Arsene Wenger was having to deal with maybe winning the league or winning the FA Cup or doing well, but still not being able to rejuvenate his team as much as he would like to because the owners were on some joke team. And that comes down from these American owners. Like I said, when your club's owned by like a conglomerate or a country or Saudi Arabia, all of them thing there, them man there, they actually enjoy the game. Like, they use their football clubs of, you know what, you got PSG and, do you know what I mean, I've got this. They actually enjoy the game. I see them watching the football. I see them like actually interacting. I don't see that with American business owners. It's just an investment. And to be very honest with you, on that level, they've done really well. Like, they've done really, really well. As a business module, you can't fault us. However, football is more than business. I support the football club. I'm not a businessman. Do you understand? This is a club. This is something that we're passionate about. I love Liverpool Football Club. I don't love the players more than I love the club, and I definitely don't love the owners more than I love the club. I love Liverpool Football Club, and I want to see my club do well. So, and I just don't think at this moment in time that the model in which this buy to sell model is not the one. We need a centre back. Like, and the fact is, Klopp's now coming out and saying things that if you really deep what's being said, you should really kind of get the message behind it. He's coming out and saying that, listen, it's not like the transfer situation is not down to him. There's money there, but it's not down to him. We've got bills to pay. Brother, FSG, get your finger out now. I mean it. There's no way that man's a Premier... Brother, how have we just won the Premier League and how are we in this position? It doesn't make any sense. Like, he's actually sitting there saying that if Henderson was fit, he would be first choice CB as opposed to Matip. What is going on? Seriously, bro, what's going on? I will drive to North London, pick up Papos, Socrates, whatever his name is, and bring him for 6 months. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like, if you can't see right now that we are very, very much on the cusp of going back to the type of club that we were, that was... we'll beat the top 6, but then we can't really slap Middlesbrough or Sunderland or Stoke or West Ham, like, and we're just languishing around the 4th. Bruv, we need to start being a little bit more ruthless. There's no room for sentiment in football. None at all. None at all. That's why Chelsea started moving reckless, and the success that they got has been unparalleled. And we need to start being like that, because we sit on our ass. We're not going to get a centre-back. It looks like we're not going to get a centre-back. We desperately, desperately, desperately need a forward, because our forward line is shocking. We ain't going to get that either. So what? And I'm hesitant to blame the players, because the players have been putting in shifts for some time. A hell of a shift for over 3 years. You normally don't get a cycle of players. It's like a 3-year cycle. Neymar, Suarez... how long was their cycle? Like, do you know what I mean? It's normally only a couple of years cycle. These lot have been doing it for well over 3 years. So you can't tell me that, oh, all of a sudden I need to start blaming these players. Nah, they're tired. Man like Robertson's playing every single game. Gino Wijnaldum wants a new contract, but yet he's playing every single game. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, hold on a second. Like, this model of ours is actually starting to be detrimental. It's negligent. That's the word. It's absolutely negligent. To see what Man City did, have to put Fernandinho in there, and then we try and do worse for our title retention campaign. Come on. I feel like FSG are the type of owners, again, remember I said they're not bad owners, but are they great owners? No. And I think that in order for us to really be where we need to be, it's time we had great owners. I feel like you have done as much as you can, and I will always, always be indebted to you for what you've done for us as a club. Like, man got to see, me and my daughter got to see us lift the Premier League title. Like, that is, and the thing is as well, that pisses me off, is nothing you can do, nothing that goes on from now will ever change that. Ever change that, because we waited 30 years for it. Do you understand? Like, so it's not even like you'll be forgotten. There's no way you could ever be forgotten, because it's an immense achievement that we achieved with you at the helm. But big men, I beg you, it's time for you to move on and say, listen, we can't take this club any further. If you, in this if being in 4th, languishing behind man like both Manchester clubs, Leicester, Tottenham are going to do bits, and it's so evident that we need reinforcements, and you're unable to bring us that now, then I don't know what's going on. People are saying that, oh, we're going to have a hell of a summer. Again, when have we ever really just gone out there and splashed cash? Okay, so we bought Naby Keita. And that came out of nowhere, and we were like, whoa, okay, nice. And we even waited a year for him. Fabinho, again, came out of nowhere. We didn't really know. He was needed, but we weren't privy to that deal happening. Cool, I rate you, man. Other than that, I beg you throw me out some names when they've just gone out there and just... Like, people are saying Jota, but we needed a winger. We needed cover. We were screaming out for someone. We just didn't know it was going to be Jota. But we were screaming out for cover on the left or the right side, or someone who could ideally play in the middle, because Bobby's been shocking. Matt on Coppish TV, on Coppish, has said this, and I believe, and I reiterate these things as well. I think FSG got very lucky. I think that they got lucky in the sense that no one knew, one, that Coutinho wanted to move as bad as he did, and no one knew that we'd be able to demand the type of money we did for him in moving. That then allowed us to acquire man like Alisson, VVD, possibly you could have an argument was going to come in before then. I'll give you that. I'll give you VVD was going to come in before then. However, if we were going to spend 75 million on VVD, then I can put my house on it. We definitely weren't going to buy Alisson, and we definitely weren't going to buy what's it called, Fabinho. Like, it wasn't going to happen in it. So being able to do that has allowed us to be able to buy the acquisitions in order for our team to look good. That wasn't going to happen anyways. You was never going to just give us the money to do that. People are saying to me, oh, but with FSG, like, you got to remember as well, Arsenal got bamboozled into their model, into their current model, because of the Emirates Stadium. We ain't even had that. Like, we ain't even had that. You know them ones there talking about the new Kirby Stadium trainers, but AXA put money into that, 50 million, so that their name could be on the flipping stand. So that ain't come straight out of your pocket. FSG don't give us dough. FSG give us loans. They give us loans. And I understand that. Yeah, cool. Like, here's a loan, but the loan comes back to you. So you're never really, with interest, may I add. So you're never really out of your pocket. But this team needs some serious regeneration. Like, man like Ox needs to go, Naby needs to go, Matip needs to go, and I'm only saying these lot because of their injury record. But you're already going to have people like Gini Wijnaldum going. That's a hell of... Milner. Milner's now 35 years old. Like, come on. That's a hell of a rejig within that midfield. People are talking about, like I said, people talk about Mbappe and all of that. You know, someone like Mbappe isn't going to come without a loss to one of our biggest assets. Again, that's what separates us as a club from, say, Arsenal. Their business was shocking in terms of their assets started to depreciate to the point where they couldn't even get anything for them. Whereas we've got really, really good, valuable assets. However, your prospective targets are only going to come if at minimum we're in the top 4. And how it's looking right now doesn't really look like that's achievable, which is sad. And you think that you're going to try and tempt, man? It's hard enough trying to get Mbappe from the clutches of Real Madrid now. What, you think when we're languishing in 5th and 6th that he's going to even... Come on, man. Come on. And even that in itself, I struggle with. Why should we have to get rid of someone like Salah in order, like what he does in terms of numbers wise? What, it's so easy to find a man that's going to bang 30 goals in all competitions for 3 consecutive seasons. I don't get it. Salah's in awful form, and yet I swear he's still top goal scorer. Like, it's not that, like, you can't just keep on just, oh yeah, but it'll be all right. Like, we need additions. We need an addition too. We're in serious trouble now because we don't, Firmino, Bobby and Salah are just in bad form. They aren't injured, so they can play, and we're doing nothing. We need addition too. That's why we're screaming for Jota. It's not a case of, oh, get rid of one of them, get rid of Bobby and bring in Jota. What good is that? What good is that? I seriously feel like without Jurgen Klopp is one of the best things that we've ever had, and I still have issues with some of the things in which he's doing. His in-game management right now is shocking. and you know, certain things, certain uses of players are crazy. His man management at the moment of certain players at a time when we need them, we could ask. But these are just normal things. He's a normal man and he makes mistakes. That's fine. But I love him to death, and I do not need my club moving forward without Jurgen Klopp. However, I'm starting to think that if he doesn't start even he's sitting there thinking, yo, I can only do what I can do with what I've got. I need things. And if you're starting to get a Jurgen Klopp that's actually saying certain things, losing his frustration, I don't want it to get to a place where he's like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. They're gonna love me. I've done the best I can and move on. Then I will be absolutely livid. Then it won't be this right now, because of what they've done for us is like it's like a quiet protest. It's like, yo, listen, this is what needs to happen. You're never gonna see me all flying banners and that and airplanes over the ground like man's got money to fund that. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be that, because you've done too much for us and I get it and it's cool. However, you keep messing up and let Klopp be like, listen, my hands are tied, you know. Yo, brother, the Scousers are coming for you. We're gonna be at your neck, rude boy. Trust me. Can't try and get rid of Klopp and try and bring in a Stevie Gerrard quickly after. No. I just want fans. This isn't me clickbaiting so I get more watches and all of that. Even though I say that, please do like and subscribe and all of that. It's me just appealing to your better judgment. Like, listen, guys, we need to sort this out. We actually need to sort this out. Otherwise, we're gonna fall out of the top 4. We're gonna if we're a club right now that is fearful of spending the money that needs to be spent in order to make progression, what makes you feel that that's gonna happen when we're in 5th? Like, what, without doing a mass clear out? Like, man like Bobby Firmino needs to be sat down, and we need a serious number 9. We need a Leng man. We need a serious number 9, and we need 2 centre-backs. Let me not mess about and say we need 2 centre-backs. Will FSG hear my cry and do something about it? Probably not. They've got until the end of the month. So I'll be making a couple more of these videos. And then as soon as that 31st comes down and there's no acquisitions in our squad, you're going to be hearing me chat. You're going to be hearing me chat a lot. It's ridiculous that we're even in this position. An FA Cup win against Manchester United won't even help me do that. Like, I need the league. I need the league. And right now, as it stands, we're out of that race. This is a top 4 contention thing. And our next games, like I said, are peak. Oh my days. Man, like, I just read that Kevin De Bruyne has got an injury 4 to 6 weeks out, so he might miss our game. And that means what? Them man have got Leng men all over the park. Like, Gundogan ain't gonna step up. Like, Silva ain't gonna step up. Like, Sterling ain't gonna step up. Like, yo, like, share, subscribe, please. FSG, bust out the ting or spend some money, man. Cool.